Well, we thought that rain might play a big role in Manchester, where the Australia versus England Ashes match is going on. But
And it
no.
did, but
The rain gods decided, okay, if Manchester's getting the rain, then I need equality in the world. Let me get it to even Trinidad. Because now what has happened is the rain gods have descended upon Trinidad. We had a short break for 20 minutes when the first rain delay happened. You remember prior to that, Mukesh Kumar,
he just gotten
Kirk
Mackenzie.
McKenzie.
So debutant gets debutant.
Yep. Then the rain came and we had a delay for 15 to 20 minutes. What happened in that period was it was rain, but it was also sunshine.
Yeah, so most people thought it would be just a passing shower. The covers came out, and you thought, okay, it's a temporary interruption, not going to be too much of a problem. And in fact, it did seem that way because we got reports as well. It was said very clearly that the rain had stopped. It looked like the players would be coming back on any minute, but then unfortunately,
The rain came back. So what happened was it was looking promising. The umpires were coming out for an inspection. The covers were coming off, but unfortunately the rain came back, and now I think we might be in for a slightly longer delay as previously anticipated. Now, according to the weather forecast that was there in Port of Spain, it was 40% chances of rain today, and in the horizon we could see dark clouds, and this was the same situation that existed even for 2-3 days also, because the rain stayed away on day 1 and 2. But the rain today could not stay away, and that's why now we've got a lengthier delay in Port of Spain. It looks as if we might be having an early lunch if things are to be gauged at this point in time. Because remember, the lunch break is at 9:30, and we are already
It's
8:50 p.m. IST. These are all IST timings. So if the rain doesn't relent in the next 20 to 25 minutes, we could be having early lunch as well. So it's a very frustrating situation because India had just broken that 46-run stand between Craig Brathwaite and Kirk McKenzie. And remember, Brathwaite is on 49. He could have gotten to a 50, but the rain arrived and Kirk McKenzie will be kicking himself as to, I had done all the hard work for 1 hour, but I just played a loose shot. And Mukesh Kumar, credit to him though, what a fantastic moment it was for him to get his first test wicket. And kudos to him. He got a good ball outside off stump, but unfortunately Kirk McKenzie, lazy
prod at it.
Yep, so that is why 117 for 2, that is the West Indies situation at this point in time, trailing by 321 runs, but now this rain delay has ensured that perhaps we might get an early lunch at this point.
Yeah, and of course, nothing official yet. But of course, if the rain delay does go on for a while, then yeah, I think they'd have no other choice really. Because again, you only have 40 minutes of play left in this particular session. So if it's a big shower, then unfortunately.
And remember, even the ground staff have got unawares that, oh, how come this rain suddenly came? They had to rush onto the field with those yellow covers, and then they also had another layer of covers that came on. And remember, Port of Spain and rain, oh boy, it's a match made in hell. And because remember, in 2016, 2 matches that were scheduled to be held in Port of Spain got abandoned. One because it rained and the test match was abandoned. The 4th test, inexplicably in 2016, bright sunshine for all the days. But the test match could not happen because the pounding that the Port of Spain outfield had gotten on the 3rd test, it resulted in the fact that the test match could not be played because guess what? Port of Spain just has one super stopper. One super stopper, and they couldn't handle all the load of that rain that came up, and that's why 2 tests in Port of Spain abandoned in 2016. Let's hope that the authorities have learned their lesson this time around. But I think already we are seeing that in the first hour there was hardly any purchase for the Indian bowlers.
Yeah, I mean the pitch, as we had predicted even in the pre-match, it looked a bit dead. It was nothing there really for the bowlers. They were struggling. In fact, Mukesh, one of the reasons he got a wicket was because he was A, consistent, and B, because McKenzie prodded a ball that he probably didn't need to. He could have left alone. But that's the beautiful thing with, of course, consistency is that sometimes if you keep putting it in that same troublesome area, you will get the batsman to kind of crack. And of course, we're talking about rain. The longer it goes on in Port of Spain, the worse it is.
The worse it is. And remember, the drainage facility that's there in Port of Spain is not that great. But remember, perhaps the West Indies authorities, the WICB at that time, they might have upgraded the infrastructure slightly after the 2016 fiasco. And that is the reason why we hope that the rain delay isn't all that great. But remember, it is heavy rain, and moment Kirk McKenzie even came to the dressing room,
By
he
the
was
time
drenched.
by the time he walked back or ran back, because they knew that it was kind of heavy, he was drenched. So yeah, it's not really a good sign in that regard.
Yeah, because it's coming towards that side, which is the western side. And remember, whenever the rain comes from the western side in Port of Spain, there is heavy rain, and there is sustained, consistent heavy rain, unfortunately. And 40% chances, well, it unfortunately had to descend today. Day 3, normally it is considered a moving day in a test match. But if today's day is impacted by rain, then I think day 4 and 5, it's meandering towards
A draw. In fact, at this moment, just a quick rain update. It seems steady at the moment, so that means it hasn't lessened or, let's say, improved in terms of density. It's the same, which is bad.
And there are also other eyewitness accounts that are there in Port of Spain. They're saying they're about a kilometer or about half a kilometer away. Steady rain it's happening around the venue. So it looks as if we could be in for an early lunch.
We'll keep you updated.
We will keep you updated. And as far as the Ashes is going, there was 90% chances of rain today. The first session, I think,
Was pretty much washed out. But so far, of course, it has been a good session for the Aussies. They've not lost a wicket.
They have not lost a
They've,
wicket.
they've in fact batted very much within themselves. They haven't really looked to,
Yeah, but Steve Smith's apprentice, Manas Labuschagne.
Oh, but now look at this. They brought the lead down to less than 100.
Less than
Very, very
100. And
interesting.
Labuschagne is really batting well.
Yeah, he has. He's on 86.
86. Oh, and he's really looking in fine touch. And Mitchell Marsh, I mean,
He's been really, really disciplined, Marsh.
and I mean, he's been a revelation. I mean, come whatever in Leeds or whatever's happened now. And oh boy, we have Ricky Patel after
Ricky.
a very, very long
Long
time from
time.
the US. Normally, I thought he would be the first on this.
He was always the
list.
first commenter.
Himanshu Sharma is saying, what is the match start time?
Himanshu, no idea as of now.
No
Your
idea.
guess is as good as ours.
Because it is steady rain right now in Port of Spain. And remember, the final session, the middle session can be extended provided the rain stays. And remember, you only have a half an hour extension. You cannot go beyond the stipulated period that is there. So that's why this session looks as if it's coming to a premature end. Early lunch might be taken if the rain doesn't stop now. We are already reaching 9 o'clock at this
It's
point.
for 5 minutes to 9, and the rain has not, in fact, abated. The latest update we have is that it's steady.
It's
So
steady.
that's not a good sign at all.
It's not a good sign. Yeah, YV saying Manchester clouds returning to Port of Spain, and Mukesh was simply bowling very, very well. I agree.
He did.
Look, the pressure that Kirk McKenzie brought on himself was the result that he played that poor shot. It was a poor shot. I mean, he need not have chased that. Mukesh was bowling in disciplined ways, and that's, I think, you're looking at Mukesh Kumar in the future, maybe as a workhorse. Bowling 135 miles per hour.
But getting that consistency.
Kilometers per hour. Sorry.
And getting that consistency, and of course, that hints of swing here or there when it's
Around that off-stump channel. So whoever is asking us about the start time and the revised playing conditions, we
No
cannot
idea
tell it
yet.
to you because the rain has to first stop, and the umpires will then take a call on how much damage the outfield has sustained.
Yeah, because again, it's a wet outfield, then you're not starting anything.
Yeah,
So-
why? Our Scotty Boland, well,
would
oh
hope.
boy. Let's wait and watch YV. I mean, give him at least 4 to 5 tests. I
we
mean,
make
Poland has had a meteoric start, but in England, he's been found wanting. Let us be brutally honest about Scott Boland. That's why he's not played in 2 out of the 4 Ashes tests. That's the end.
So we'll be back for you guys with an update. Right now, the update is in fact that well, there is no update. It's raining. It looks like we may be headed for an early lunch, and we'll join you if in fact lunch is taken early. It's been a frustrating session, really, if you're an Indian fan. Doubly so when you actually finally that breakthrough. That's when the downpour
36
starts.
runs in the first 1 hour, and the rate of scoring also has been very, very, you may say, sluggish. I mean, it is a sluggish wicket. There's no two ways about it. So let's see. We're not taking a Sachin Kashyap. That's for football, my friend.
Anyway, we'll
And-
join you guys in a while.
Yep. We'll join you for when the lunch session happens anytime soon now. So bye-bye from me and Shane.